Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today my topic is about the people and animals. People and animals are really related, and we rely on each other. A long time ago, people used to hunt animals, and we still do now for many reasons. For example, we use them for clothing because their fur was a good source of warmth, and also we used animals for many other reasons in the old times. The very first animal that was domesticated or tamed and bred to become obedient to humans was the dog. The dog was the first one on this list, and this is because it could smell really well, and the humans thought it was better for keeping them safe. Or maybe they also use them for meat and food. Humans don't just randomly domesticate animals for no reason. When they domesticate, they breed them or tame them for a special reason. For example, cows provide milk or meat to some people. But for other animals like camels, we don't use their milk. Instead, we use their strength to carry wood or other materials across long distances. One source of animals is food. This is a cattle ranch, and we rely on cattle ranches because it's also a source of food. And since the populations are rising, there will be more cattle ranches with more cattle. And we have to have more cattle because the populations are rising. And since we can now have technology, we grow cows or cattle inside to encourage the development of it. So cattle and other types of animals are important for food. But vegetarians, for example, don't rely on it. But other people do. This is a beekeeper, and a beekeeper helps our environment by collecting honey from the bees. Bees are important to our environment because they create honey. And when scientists or beekeepers collect this, they can be used to make many different products for the human world. For example, they are put in lipsticks or just on top of our sticky pancakes. Another reason why people rely on animals is because we use them to study different medicines or cures and for science. This is a picture of some cloned sheep, and we use animals for testing because some of them have very similar organs and body parts. So we test these medicines and cures on them first before we pass them to humans, which might be contagious. Sheep is a common example of cloning. And in 1997, the first person, which is a British scientist, took a cell from an adult ewe, which is also a sheep, and they cloned it to make different types. When it's cloned, the animal has the same DNA as the cloning host. So if you look at all these sheep, even though they're not exactly the same, their DNA features inside are. And another reason why people and animals are related is that people use animals. For example, people keep animals as pets. We used to have a dog named Bagel, and that is one of our animals. And people rely on animals because it keeps them happy, and scientists even found out that it reduces stress if you have a pet. The most common are cats, dogs, and birds. This is working animals, and working animals are also part of people's lives. In very poor regions, they use more animals than technology because they don't have enough money. So in this picture, this worker is plowing with a water buffalo because water buffalo have a lot of strength. That's why people like them, and they're used to help plow the fields of paddies and a lot of land. And not only are water buffaloes working, but others are too. Like in Asia, they also use elephants. They are very common, and around the world they are training dogs because they rescue people, and they're a really big help to hunt down criminals and more. So dogs are a common example of working animals. This is animal products, and animal products are made for humans because they're just for pleasure or needful. We use animals' furs for clothing, but sometimes it can be illegal. And some people will hunt other animals for food or clothing, but now it's just a tradition, or they just like to hunt the animals. And in some regions, it is illegal to hunt them, but they still do. And in some regions, other people believe that if we hunt some animals down, it will help protect our environment. In my region, which is Ohio, there's been an overpopulation of deer. So that's why hunters are allowed to kill a little bit more deer than normal, because their populations are going all over the place, and it's eventually going to affect our grass, which the deer eat. Some weird animal products is cochineal, which is a smush female insect that we gather because we use it for dye in cosmetics and food. It's really bright, so that's why we collect it. I think people and the animals are really related, and I rely on animals. And in the old times, I feel like I would really need to rely on these animals to survive because of the fur and clothing they provide. Thank you for listening.